What's up, everybody? Welcome to Back of the Burb, episode number 13.
Yep.
Oh, it's bad luck.
We
We're
have made
here.
it to our bad luck episode.
Yep.
This one might be filthy. We're not sure.
Matt
it probably will
really
be.
wanted to do the intro for this because of the fact that it was number 13.
It's number 13.
Don't
number
worry.
13.
It's going to be filthy. Someone might mysteriously shit themselves.
Yeah, it might happen. I don't know. We got the brown note on playback over here, so
Oh, God.
it
really?
could happen.
Yeah.
How long did it take to find the brown note? Like,
Not
how much
hard. It's on YouTube.
How much?
Actually, no joke. One of my favorite things to do, like whenever someone's using like YouTube as a jukebox as a party, sometimes like I'll throw in the playlist like 10 kilohertz sine wave, just because it's like the worst sound ever.
Does it work?
I've never tried it.
I don't know.
I've seen it there, but I dare not. You know, I dare not fly too close to the sun.
So you know it's there. You just never
I've seen it
clicked
there.
it.
Oh, I have seen it there, and the thumbnail for it is brown. But
Yeah,
I've
but
never actually clicked
He's
it.
got the right point. You know it's there, but it's like, oh, man, I don't want to know if it's real or not. 'Cause
it ain't worth it.
if it's real, I'm shitting my pants.
I
Yeah.
gotta find somebody and I'll be like, hey, so I want you to put these headphones on and you're gonna listen to this sound. And if you shit your pants, I'm gonna give you $1. And
I think it's gonna take more than $1.
Okay. But wait. What if you do that? You give them the headphones and you click play and then you shit yourself. And they're fine.
that would suck.
That's just the worst.
Like,
I don't even know.
I didn't have the headphones plugged in, so it just came out.
You just
like-
absorb the brown note through capillary action. Like, I don't think that's the right term, but you know what I'm saying. Like, that's just.
What chaos could we cause with that sound of the brown note?
Oh, a lot.
All we really have to do is buy a megaphone and just stick the phone speaker up to it, and
Ugh.
almost like a.
Well,
like
I
a-
hate that.
Like a spray gun of sound, of just horrible brown note sound.
Yeah.
That is some commentary in the background.
Yeah. Poop humor.
Just imagine the whole episode. There's a very
This is the
slight.
shit episode. This is the poo humor episode.
You're just going to give
You know what?
Bro, I told you guys, this dude, there was a dude at my work who had a lot of problems, and he would do like a 3-stage charge. like before he pooped. So you'd be in the bathroom and you just hear this guy. Like he would have to do like a 3-stage,
That's
like a level
fucking
3
disgusting.
charge.
I wonder how that.
It's a level 3 super.
Yeah, that's totally different.
You know what? No, I don't even want to make that statement. I just don't. I don't want to talk about this. This sucks. This is gross. So
What else did we? I mean, I guess nobody should expect anything different than us. but for
no.
most
I mean,
part-
we are disgusting. But God damn it, that.
Well, this one's been demonetized.
Oh yeah,
We're
yeah.
at 3 minutes in. We've
Yeah,
done
we
nothing but
didn't
poop
even make
jokes.
it that long. Maybe we'll just put like 4 minutes of silence first and then start. Like
Yeah.
that
Or
might
we'll
work.
just end it here, and it'll be like the.
All right, that was it, people. Yeah, no.
Oh, the poop episode.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Yep.
all right, we're into the poop
this is
episode.
the brown
now.
episode.
The
All right.
All right, guys. So
Yeah, how about
how
the
was
rundown?
y'all's week?
It was a week. I survived. I'm
Yeah.
here.
Do
I'm
you
not
all,
dead.
who wants to do this first? You want me to go first? You want to?
Yeah, how about you go first?
Yeah.
You're,
All right,
you're
so
leading us in on this.
I have had a interesting week.
Oh,
I went to Harbor Freight last weekend and bought a compression kit to check the motor on my Suburban, on our Suburban, and
yeah, our Suburban. It is definitely yours, but yes, you're right. It's also
Yeah,
our
it's our
mascot.
mascot.
Yep.
I don't see any red, so I can't. I can't sit here and be like our.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, our Suburban. No.
So I went and did that. Checked the compression on it. It's good. The thing checks out awesome. So I am very happy about that. That relieved a lot of stress.
Yeah, for reference.
Oh yeah, it idles like shit. That's
yeah,
why.
it's had a
So-
lot of trouble with the idle, and it's been like a mystery.
We've done
for
it
a long time.
Every accessory and part on the like outer part of that motor has been replaced. The TBI has been rebuilt. Vacuum lines, the whole thing. All new ignition system completely. Trying to figure this thing out. It's a pain in the bum, but
It's
So, here's a really stupid question.
send it.
Did you check the cables coming off your distributor, or does that?
Yeah,
is it-
get done. New,
Okay.
all brand new. New spark plugs, wires. The whole distributor is new.
Oh,
Because
dang,
I've
okay.
seen that where people will change the distributor and like the plugs, but they won't change the cables, and it's like the whole reason why they had the problem was the cable was bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh, there's Mr.
number
Alex.
4 has just arrived.
Number 4 has a red. Yes.
So if he's number 4, does that mean he's 2 number 2s put together?
Yeah, yeah. Or he could be 2 number 2s multiplied together.
Ooh.
Dang. Yeah.
Two
yeah.
twos
know.
multiplied together.
So 2 2s multiplied together, so that's technically 4 turds are huge.
Yeah.
So what kind of turds are they? Are they like the ones Bowser had like last week? No. Okay. I didn't tell this one. Bowser took a dump outside.
Why
It's
are we
probably about
back
2
to
weeks ago.
shit talk? God damn
Because
it.
this is really funny.
All right,
He
all right.
dropped like a 6-7 inch turd, right? But while he was squatting, he dropped it, and it came out in one piece, and it hit the ground and stood straight up. It stood straight up in one piece. Like, it didn't fall over or anything.
no.
It didn't, like, there's no swirl, no squish. It just hit the ground and stood straight up.
Oh my God.
That is insanely disturbing.
He's an architect.
All that extra fiber.
Oh, yeah. That'll do you. That will do it. Yeah. Yeah, for reference, Alex just joined us. So, yeah, we've already talked about the brown note and
Yeah,
humor. So, you know,
this is
it's
the poop humor episode.
This is
I
the
guess.
brown episode. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, this morning, I ate another piece
Oh,
of.
yes, go
Hold
on.
Yes, please go on. I had another large piece of zucchini bread. Yesterday I had some, and you know, it worked.
It worked.
Today it hasn't. So
Those
we'll see what
pipes are
happens.
clean.
Oh,
Or they were.
What?
Those pipes were cleaned yesterday.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Elaborate. I don't know what zucchini bread is. I mean, I'm presuming it's
You
just
know what
bread.
banana bread is? It
Yeah.
basically tastes exactly the same, but like no banana and like
Zucchini.
2% zucchini flavor,
Oh,
which is already very dull. So
right. Oh, that's
basically,
weird.
like your cinnamon, your spice.
right.
flavors, you
Yeah,
know?
the cinnamon, the nuts, or
It's
whatever.
all of that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Full
just
of
like
fiber.
I see, like an alternative to banana bread.
Yeah, like if you had a
Yeah.
caulking gun and you put it in the dough and then just went wheat of the fiber, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's-
So banana issue, you know, banana bread.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. All right. I'd never heard of it before, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, go on with your shit story, or was that it?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
It went out of you.
Yeah.
All right. So back to Matt and the Bird.
Oh yeah. we're
Yeah.
back to,
Sorry.
like,
Yeah.
Well, sorry, 1 second. It did what you call passed. It passed.
It passed. It passed.
And let's
Yep.
pass it back to the verb.
It happened. It passed.
It passed.
Passed.
I have a good. You guys are gonna have to remind me to tell this one later because this is a good story that I got for you guys regarding poop.
Good.
Poop dog.
This is the shittiest
So yeah,
episode.
compression on the Suburban is good.
Yep. So it is
I
not
have-
toast.
I have also started working on the Caddy again, the big
Oh,
red
yeah?
Caddy.
Nice.
Again.
The whole back of that car is apart and getting ready to be painted and all that. So it's gonna be
Very nice.
sweet.
Awesome.
Very, very nice.
That thing will be. I finally got to use my, air compressor for what it's really meant for, and my God, it's a thing of beauty.
Good.
I've got to use it a little bit, but now like,
Oh.
That
it's
you're
it's beautiful.
You
So is
gonna
that
use air
caddy gonna
tools?
rip?
It's gonna fucking rip.
You gonna do some burnouts?
Yes,
Good.
absolutely.
Better do some burnouts.
Yeah.
It's got the torque.
It's gonna be a burnout machine.
Oh yeah.
Good.
I thought about putting a line lock in it.
Oh, you should.
What do you mean thought?
Yeah, why is there a thought?
Well, he thought about it past tense. It's already been thought
Yeah,
about.
now it's just sitting
He
in
thought
the-
about it,
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
ordered it.
You're right. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, exactly.
I had that in the Firebird, and let me tell you, it works really good. You just stomp on the brake a little bit, put it on, and just mat the gas. It doesn't move.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then put a limiter box in it too, so you can just be like, "Wah,
Yeah,
just first gear. That's it.
Jesus.
that'd be
all you
fucking
need.
awesome.
It's a good
Sweet.
time.
So that's pretty much been my week. Trying to think if I did anything else. I can't think of too much, but that's been fun. I went to Harbor Freight yesterday again. I go to Harbor Freight all the time.
He basically lives there.
You probably won't hear this until Monday, but if you do, it'll be the 4th of July, and go to Harbor Freight and get 20% off.
Oh,
Go get it. You can go once every day, but you're not going to hear this before then, so
Nice.
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go like
sorry.
every single day and get one item.
Just check boxes off
Check
the wish
the
list.
boxes off the list. Yeah, I'll have the whole
See.
store in my garage.
I don't know what I need from Harbor Freight, so
I'm the
You're
same
gonna
way.
find something though.
Sometimes you just go in
Yeah.
and look around and you'll like get an idea or something. Like, I bought a little stool. It's also a toolbox.
that's cool.
I'm like, I didn't
That's
know
pretty
I
sweet.
needed that until I saw it. And I'm like, sweet.
I wanted to buy a motorcycle lift from there one day, but they were out because I went this time of year to buy one, and everybody bought
yeah.
them. Like, I gotta service my Harley.
I gotta service my Harley.
I can imagine that's like at least half the customers that came in too. Like, I gotta done service my Harley. I gotta
Yeah.
done get it up on the lift there.
You know, I do have to say that last time I went, the soundtrack was not up to par. Like, I didn't hear one Metallica song. I didn't hear one AC/DC song.
I mean, you
What's
heard a
going
Creedence
on?
song though, right?
I didn't.
You had to. That's impossible.
I don't.
There's a physical impossibility.
For me, it's every single time I go in there, it's Metallica, or AC/DC, or Creedence, or some Motley Crue song.
It's just like dad rock.
It's just a
basically.
dad rock. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is like the target audience, right? Of Harbor Freight.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess so.
Yeah, is like the 45-year-old dads.
Yeah, fucking China shipping.
Yeah.
Need tools, don't want to pay an arm and a leg.
Exactly.
It is a
exactly.
beautiful thing because without that, I don't know where I'd find all my stuff.
It's
I'd
true.
have to search out on the internet all the time, and that would suck.
Yeah.
Ordering
Well, because
from
that can be a
questionable
trap. Because you can wind up getting all kinds of shit that you don't really need.
Oh,
You'll just
absolutely.
find
You're like, why did I spend
Really?
$1,200?
because I used the S word. Now you're like, oh yeah, shit, poo humor. Let's do it. Yeah.
I'm about to buy a pressure washer gun.
Oh
That
yeah.
is supposedly the best in the world. It is stupidly expensive.
From where?
It's very expensive. It's called the Mosmatic. But there's like a company that has it, and they have like a special version of it. It's called Obsessed Garage, I believe is the name of the channel.
Oh, that dude? Yeah,
Yeah,
YouTube
yep.
channel? That guy's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, so
He's wicked OCD.
I actually no, I love it. Like I'm the same way. Like he explains everything so well. That's where I got all the ideas for like the fittings and stuff for my air compressor system. That whole
Yeah.
piping system, a lot of it came from was the stuff that he recommended on that.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying. I watch that channel from time to time. That dude has wicked OCD.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, he used to talk about it. Like he years ago, he had like a GT350 and a Ford Raptor, and then he got into the Porsches.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I used to watch him before he got into the Porsches.
That's
Yeah.
what you sent me a couple weeks back.
What?
That dude with the Porsches. There was like a white one and a black one or something.
No. That's
Is
Ammo NYC. That dude is
Sure.
like
I don't know.
that's a different dude. Like Obsessed Garage is like this dude down in Florida who's like like you watch him, and even on his YouTube channel, like there's clips of it where it's like you can tell he's having OCD and he has to stop what he's doing and go fix whatever's bothering him over there. Like that level of OCD. That's why it's Obsessed Garage.
If
But
you
yeah.
if you look at everything, even when just in the room talking, I mean, everything is perfect.
Yeah.
All the time.
It's so he uses all like the best fittings that are like you can go to like Home Depot, Harbor Freight, and buy fittings for stuff that are anywhere from $1 to probably like I don't know $6-7.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that he uses, the ones I used on my air compressor system, they're $50 each.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Well,
super obsessive, but it's worth it. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's the classic. Buy cheap, buy twice.
Yep.
Right, yeah, right.
And it
So-
really is like the best. It's all like super high precision made in
Mm-hmm.
fucking like Sweden or something. Like it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Some of the stuff that he has on there.
Yeah, they're probably checking tolerances every 5 fittings.
Yeah.
Like, let me mic that real quick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get a pressure washer gun from that. I know James, you'll enjoy that. I'll bring it over so you can try it out. I know you'll like that because you like detailing. It's gonna be
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sweet.
You know what I want to get is the you hook it up to the pressure washer, but it's the little it's like a rail you
part-
put under
yep.
the car. That's
Yep.
what I want to get.
Yeah, that thing is sweet. This thing is basically it's really short. It's like really short, and you can put and there's all kinds of attachments you can get for it. But,
Oh, so it's like a stubby gun, but then you can put
Yeah.
everything on it? Yeah,
It
I need one
has-
of those.
it has a swivel in it. It doesn't leak. Like obviously, it's not going to leak, but it has a swivel in it that doesn't bind up at all, even when you're squeezing the trigger. It doesn't. You don't get any fatigue from holding the trigger back. That's something you've probably noticed. I've noticed it on all the guns. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
After
a while.
washing for a while, I'm like, oh my god, this handle is killing me.
Well, you know what? I've never found that to be the handle so much as that is just it's just the vibration from the pressure washer. Because I have the little electric one. Like I went cheap for my whole setup.
I have a really cheap one too. I
Yeah.
literally found it in my grandfather's backyard.
Yeah, I have $100 like little Ryobi electric one, the
Yep.
cheapest one I could get from Home Depot because it's literally just there to wash cars.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
And like that thing, it like doesn't vibrate. Now we've got a bigger one, like a mid-size pressure washer that's like 3,000 psi or something like that. That's gas powered, and like you can tell, like you can feel it
Oh, yeah.
even through the hose.
But we've got one of those too, like, you know, carts like that or whatever.
Yeah.
And after a while, you know, 5 minutes in, you're kind of like, oh, kind of
Yeah, you can
done
feel
with
it through
this,
the
but,
hose.
but I'm not done. I have to finish the job.
I would imagine a lot of fatigue also comes from not like, twisting it, not
Yeah.
having a very good swivel. This thing has an insanely good swivel. It doesn't bind up when you put pressure on it or anything. It looks crazy.
Nice.
Every review I've said is they're like, just do it. You're not
Just
gonna-
buy it.
Whatever no matter
Yeah.
you're gonna spend a lot on it, but no matter what, you're not gonna regret it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right,
Right on.
I'm gonna order that, and then I can finish the caddy. I gotta wash the underside of it before I paint it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to make sure it's all real clean and everything.
Oh yeah, Max OCD.
Yeah. So that has been my week, you guys.
Sweet.
To my right here, Mr. Alex.
Oh,
What
is
have
it
you been
my,
up-
is it my
It-
turn?
It's either your turn
It
or
is.
Eddie's turn. Who wants to go next?
Well,
Yeah, you go ahead.
he
You,
was like,
you're the late arrival here.
I'm the
right?
late arrival.
Yeah,
well,
let's hear it.
well, being late, it's because I'm working on a car project myself.
Oh, good. He has a
So-
perfect story here
I have a perfect story.
to like take the week
to
thing
segue
off.
into.
The segue into, yeah.
It was
Anyway,
Well, all right, I'm just confused. But anyway,
Yeah, just lay it on us.
Just tell
I'm
me
like,
car
I'm like,
stuff.
I have something
Car
good
stuff.
to say. What? Anyways, I got home like I was actually here last night before we get to the car project, and we started recording Resident Evil 4. Our playthrough
Nice.
on that.
AKA Leon S. Kennedy's professional kneecap remover service.
Yes,
Awesome.
there's a lot of kneecapping. There's a lot of
lot.
kneecapping, and there's a lot of like spine cutting.
Severing.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Sometimes it's from the front, sometimes it's from the back. It's just however the guy falls on the ground, and I'm knifing him either way.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, we started doing that. That was a blast. And when I left here, I think I got home 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I just go kind of wandering around. I'm like, I kind of want, get a drink, get a snack, go to the kitchen, and I see there's a box about, yay on the table. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, that's in like my spot on the counter. I'm like, I went over, and I'm like, oh, it says Diode Dynamics on it. Those are my
Oh.
fog lights I've been waiting months
Yeah.
for.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
So whoever's actually following the podcast is probably like, oh yeah, he talked about those weeks ago.
They're nice pieces.
Yeah, they look good. I got one of them in today. I started before we started recording, which was, I'm going to say, a bad idea just because like it's one of those like, oh, this will take me an hour and a half. No.
Yeah.
And like
it's,
2.5
it's a
hours
really
to do
easy
it.
project to kind of like underestimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it turns out it is a pretty easy project, but it's okay. I've never ripped these pieces apart. I've never reached in this way. Like, okay, what wire do I splice into? Because the video's on a different car, technically.
Different model.
Different headlight setup. So on the side markers, you use like a T-tap to just like crunch into the positive wire coming off the side marker bulb. And mine is a red wire and a black wire from that.
Oh.
But they were working on same car with the LED headlight setup, which I don't have. I have just the regular one. So there's like an orange wire and a brown wire and a white wire and all this stuff. And like, you're going to want to find the orange wire off the side marker and tap into that. I'm like, well, I don't have that. So I said, okay, it's got to go on the side marker positive because the other wire is black. That's going to be a ground, just period. So I finally just dug my hand in there and pulled the bulb out and went, okay, that's the one, and just punch it in there. But so the right side's done, just needs to be adjusted. Then I got to do the left side, which probably going to happen after this.
Right.
Just working on that. And other than that, I'm working on like a home renovation project, which is why I just wasn't here last week.
Yep.
So basically we'll call it the man cave, game room, ripped all the floors out, ripped all the molding off, cleaned up the walls, repainted the walls. I just have one more wall, needs a second coat, and now I just got to wait for the floor to come in and
Nice.
purchase the couch
Oh, yeah?
last week. Got to wait
Yes.
probably months for that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But it was definitely one of those ones I sat in it in the store and went, yep,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that feeling.
I'm like,
yep.
this is a couple $100 more than I wanted to spend, but I'm like, I think it's gonna be this one.
Oh yeah, like I did that with my living room when I bought my house. I bought new couches,
Yep.
and I just went straight to Lazy Boy. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
we're,
nice.
we're gonna skip the Bobs. We're gonna skip
Yeah.
the Ashley. Not even George. We're gonna go
Hey, you know
straight to
what?
Lazy Boy. And man, oh man, I loved them.
I will say this real quick. If you actually are willing to commit to some of the higher end pieces from Ashley, you can get some nice pieces from Ashley.
Yeah, oh,
That-
yeah.
I've had
Oh yeah.
That is
you
where I
have
bought
been
mine.
on
Yeah.
a couple of my couches that I've gotten from
Oh, yeah,
Ashley
they're
that I've
nice.
spent money on that are like they've got the Sandman in them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you don't get me wrong.
No,
like they're
yeah.
nice couches, but
So, yeah.
I knew exactly what I wanted. So I was just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, it's got to be Lazy Boy.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
That's actually where I got mine. Is Ashley's.
Yeah.
So they had it as like a set. I got like a love seat with it's just got it doesn't flip up or anything. It's just got a middle kind of, we'll call it a console.
Yeah, yeah.
Which it's got like powered outlets and crap in it, cup holders, whatever.
Yep.
Headrest and all electric recliners, USBs in the side.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are pretty sweet.
So like the set, like it had the couch, just the recliner chair and that. And I'm like, well, I don't need a whole set, nor do I have the room for it. And that.
right.
So it's like, I just want the love seat, park it in front of the TV, me and somebody else can chill out, whatever.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the set price. I'm like, oh God, I'm like 12 grand. I'm like, no way.
Whoa.
It might have been like 11,
everything.
but still, but that was everything. I think even maybe like a coffee table with it too, like a whole living room set. And I like finally found somebody. I'm like, hey, I want that love seat, but nothing else.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're like, okay. And she's like, it'll be this
Yeah.
price. I'm like, can you work with a little more? And they're like, I'm like, all right, we can do it.
All right.
Ended up being like 1700, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But pretty solid for what seems to be
For all the
a nice
gizmos and
couch,
crap in it, yeah.
I think it'll be good.
nice.
But yeah.
Yeah.
when that comes in,
So
that'll be
are you
sweet.
ready? Because you're redoing your man cave, so you know what that means. You're gonna be just in the exact same meme videos that I'm in, where it's like your parents asked where all your money's gone. It's just like this. Yeah, you're in the exact same boat.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to quite have this magnitude of decoration, but there'll be some things. Like I'm definitely going to officially purchase like the duck, the big barrel-chested duck that just says pathetic. You can get like a print where it's just like
Yeah.
this with like the big gut. And it's just looking down at you. I need to put that somewhere that like whoever comes over is going to see it looking at them. Like maybe right next to the TV or something, or in the dark corner where my like computer desk is going to be. So I just go on
Dark
there and look
corner.
at it and go, oh.
Just as a reminder.
Yeah. Yep. So that's that. That's what I've been up to.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah.
So good.
So everyone's looking at me.
Yeah,
like
I think
it's
you're
my
next,
turn.
man.
All right.
Well, how can I not? That pink.
Yeah.
I can't not see it.
So
Did-
bright I can't see.
All right, I got a point. Did you wear that last week too?
I
think
think he's
so.
been wearing it for a couple months. So
I
everybody.
guess I'm gonna get laziest drip wearing the same
No,
shirt over
well,
and over.
because usually that's
Laziest
me.
drip.
Usually that's my job. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, the same button up, the same whatever.
You got shorts on now, though.
I do.
I usually
Yeah.
see the black jeans. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I khakis usually, but yeah, I got
Yeah.
the.
Oh, yep. You
you
had.
got
yeah.
the shorts because
It's hot as balls
it's hot
out there.
and
Yep.
driving around in an all black car. I mean, you know the pain.
yeah,
I do.
It's tough.
It gets-
Now, see, it's
You guys
nothing
have air
like-
conditioning.
oh yeah, you don't even have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you have leather seats?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
No, the Bonneville has no air conditioning.
I don't particularly
and
like leather seats.
Nice.
So that gets the full like
you gotta make.
sticky.
So-
Yeah, you gotta make sure you like ride in with like no shirt. So when you get out, you can't. It's just like
God, I hate that. Oh,
you can hear it.
You just gotta peel yourself out the car.
oh God, it's just like the
Nothing beats sitting on. I want to say motorcycles in general, but specifically a Ducati. I don't know what it is, just for that cylinder head right here. And especially the older like Panigales and stuff. They had exhaust pipes right under your ass.
Oh,
It had a
God.
heat shield, but who cares? So
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
sitting
yeah,
on that.
Well, because
in
now
the
the heat
traffic.
shield's gonna get hot. So.
Yeah.
You're looking at your like temp, and you're like, oh, 220. Yep, still sitting here like, whew. You're sitting on the bike like this, just trying to get away from everything.
Yeah. He's stopping a light, step off.
Yeah, you put the kickstand down and just step off of it, and just
Yeah, trying to air out your goods a bit.
yeah.
yeah.
You're just like unzipping.
Air out the tighty whities.
Yeah.
So the real reason why Alex's fly is always down is because Ducati's too hot.
Has it been down? Is it?
I
Okay,
don't
we're
know.
good today.
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure at least one of these streams, somebody's gonna notice it. But I think one of them, I kind of like subtly zipped it back up or went. I hope nobody sees that. Whoops.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Now it's just on the internet for the world to
You're
see.
like, oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
Nah.
not on purpose.
The one thing I will say about having leather seats versus cloth seats is leather tends to hold up better to time if you take care of it than
Oh,
cloth.
Yeah.
It can, yeah.
That's the only reason why I like having a leather interior over a cloth interior. Almost always though, like if I can get air conditioned seats and cloth, yes, sign me up.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take
Oh,
that
yeah.
before I'll take leather. Just
Yep.
that's just the nature of it. Because cloth also doesn't get as hot as leather.
Right. Yeah,
Nor
I
is it
mean,
get
that's
sticky.
really
Not
it.
even.
Like, it breathes, so you don't have to, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're not just sitting in it where it's like, oh, yeah, trapped between this
Yeah.
hot, sticky seat and your skin is just sweat.
Oh,
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real
That's-
nice.
that's
Sorry,
disgusting.
yeah, this is really just like the grossest episode. This
Yeah.
is this
You know
is-
what?
this
If we
is
get
shit.
it all out today, maybe the next episodes
No.
will be a little cleaner.
I
but-
think we're
but
just
no.
getting worse because we've proceeded from hot dog shrapnel to this. Like
Yeah.
we're just
Oh,
steadily
yeah.
getting worse.
and
I
the
think.
endurance test of Bite, which we still have to watch.
Oh, we still do. Yeah.
The
Oh,
right.
endurance
God.
test of what?
The movie,
movie
Bite.
Bite.
Yeah, you missed that last week. We talked
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Okay. You know what? I meant to watch or put the episode on while I was driving home and I forgot. So I am like
okay.
completely out of the blue of what
Yeah.
happened last
No,
week.
that's honestly that's fine.
It's probably for the best. is
Yeah,
what
it
you're-
might be.
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know.
I will give you a very quick summary of the movie. It's basically like The Fly on steroids. So,
Oh,
girl goes on vacation to some exotic place, gets bit by some weird bug, and a couple of weeks later, she's vomiting up bug eggs. And
Oh yeah,
it's,
we get
it's literally just like an endurance test of just disgusting bug sounds and
Oh,
yeah. Good. So we
this
include
is really
that
bad.
in the shit.
Fluids, bug
I like how
fluids.
fluids.
Bug fluid.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's the worst part.
The shit-isode.
You know what? That's just like
It's bad.
oh, what is the game?
Oh, it's bad.
Just
oh,
like-
it's bad.
Just the trailer made me like want to throw up.
Good.
So,
Gross.
Cool.
That game. What is it? I don't even know if it's out yet or if it is. It's where you're like a demon dude in hell and everything is just flesh.
Oh,
And you like put the
jeez, yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
gun thing and it's just like this fleshy.
Everything's alive.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
dang.
the one that's
Uh,
coming out for Xbox.
Well, it's been like coming out for
Yeah.
years,
Years,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
don't
feel like
know
it
what
was
it's called.
advertised when like the Series X or whatever
Yeah.
was like it hadn't even been released yet,
Yeah, it was. It was one
and
of
it's
those.
just been like radio silence.
What's been stuck in my head is where they grab that first gun
Yeah,
off
yeah.
like the wall that's like crawling, and there's like this squirrely like tendon flinging around in his arm, and it's just like
yeah, it's very.
I'm gonna use the word mates with the gun, and it's
Yeah.
just like ugh.
Yeah, it's all very like H.R. Geiger kind of.
Yeah.
Meat,
It's just meat.
delicious.
delicious flesh.
that is a gross word.
What, flesh or meat?
He's like, I don't know.
I was thinking
Elaborate.
in the meat in the context it was used.
Oh yeah. I mean, in proper usage, meat is a 4-letter word. I mean, yeah.
You know what else is a 4-letter word?
Go on.
Apex.
Oh, damn it! I knew it.
Got him. And I know we touched upon that last week too. He told me. So
Yeah, we
I've
did.
been wanting to say
Yeah.
it for like a week.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's me this time.
Well, yeah. How about we proceed to your week?
All right.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What did you
Okay.
play? Did you play any
Shut up. Shut the
first
hell up.
person shooter games?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
Jesus.
what?
Ghostwire.
Any other ones that we used to play a lot?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. Okay, so it's been a long week. I'll kind of go backwards on it real quick because it's the meat of it. The meat of the week.
Oh
is
no,
at
the
the start.
meat,
yeah,
the
the
meat is
meat
back.
again.
Oh, yeah, I did the oil change this morning before this. That was fun.
Oh yeah, we did that too.
Yeah, that was real fun taking off that whole under tray on
Delete.
the STI, and then it's like, man, where is? Because it started. It was like, all right, well, I know it's not like the WRX because it doesn't have the Toyota technology engine as the FA20, so I've got the old EJ. Well, old EJ's all old Subaru technology. So it's like, all right, so where is the oil filter? Because on the FA, on all the new Subarus, it's on the top of the
Yep.
engine. It's right there. So
Real
it makes
easy.
it real easy,
Right.
right? Well, there's a little window in the bottom of the under tray for the oil drain, but not for the oil filter. So I went to go, I'm sitting there going, where's this fucking oil filter? And it's like, well, we got to take the tray off, we're going to find it because chances are it's going to be one of those where the tray's going to come off, even if,
Yep, that was
it's
my
not going to be
idea.
on the side, it's going to be underneath, blah, blah, blah. Take it all off just to find out the oil filter is completely surrounded on 3 sides. by-
like an L.
yeah, by the exhaust header.
Oh.
So that was real nice.
Like I'm
and
pretty sure
toasty
that
and
was
trying
coming
to-
right off the turbo, right? Was that?
No, that was the header going into
Okay,
the up pipe.
Oh,
Goes out to the turbo. So that was real nice and toasty.
It's like my bike.
Yeah.
There's something
But-
hot next to it.
That was fun. As soon as we pulled that out, like I didn't have the vent open at the top, like the oil cap open or anything, but that as soon as we pulled the drain plug out of the oil, it was like whoosh. It was like Alex after that zucchini bread. It was cleaned out.
well, see, it wasn't liquid. Okay, so it was
No.
Ah,
I'm just saying.
God, this sucks.
It was
This just
it
sucks.
was thick, powerful, and fast.
God, I hate this. I hate all of this.
I was actually kind of surprised by the drainage force
Yeah.
on his engine.
Drainage force.
No, like for
That's
real.
a good
like,
band name.
like
It's
Drainage force.
like what?
Yes,
What
it is.
is another one of those bands like Gutalax or something?
Gutalax. Yes.
Gutalax. You're right. That does exist.
But like really, like
Gutalax.
Gutalax. Do you like polka music?
anyways.
yeah. So yeah, I did that. That was fun.
Sorry.
Yeah. We started backing up then. We did Resident Evil 4. So we had fun doing that for a couple hours last night. That was
Good time.
Yeah, that was a blast. Starting that up. Got a whole bunch of shit. I went and bought an external hard drive for all of our stuff to help clean up the hard drive and everything, or to clean up the multiple hard drives in my computer because I was running out of space on a couple of them from all the recording and
Just
editing
all
and
of our
stuff.
garbage. Like we literally just dump garbage into his computer.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
literal shit talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ding 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 ding.
Certainly has been.
Certainly.
Yeah, so after cleaning up everything, there is, at this point in time, before this one comes out, there's 140 gigabytes of us out there.
Woo!
Woo.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
think I'm
in
that many
podcast
gigs.
form.
I think I'm like 20 gigs at most. Myself.
Well, I mean, you'll be more
Like
once you
physically 20 gigs.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So there's more of you out on the internet than there actually is of you in real life.
Yes.
Yep.
That's
I
Because
see.
technically, with multiple recordings, I've now multiplied, right?
Yeah.
That's a really
That's a dark thought.
abstract way of
It's like
looking
that
at
Johnny Depp movie when he like literally becomes the internet.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. There is now enough of us all recorded across everything out there on the internet. People could deepfake us.
it. That's a
true.
creepy thought.
That is a
oh, wow. I
yeah,
hate
that is
that.
a creepy thought.
Yeah.
What even is that?
You know what a deepfake is?
Lord,
No.
It's
Oh,
a
that's-
bad thing, Alex.
Well, I
Um,
bet it is, but
That's where someone can use like an algorithm or like an AI algorithm or system or something like that to basically recreate your voice
okay, that's
and
what I
everything.
thought.
and
yeah.
your
Wherever.
face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And
get you
your
to say
face.
just whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they're really good, I mean, it's very hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are kind of shitty, really shitty. You can tell.
The
but-
SpongeBob ones are always pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah. But there is enough out there of all of us now that recorded. So,
Well,
I mean, that's just the
That's
nature
a
of it.
disgusting and horrid thought. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
It is. That is.
Yeah.
That is the most disgusting, horrid thought of the entire
So
episode.
I'm not gonna lie,
Way
as
she
soon
goes, boys.
I'm gonna go home and sleep perfectly sound
Yeah. I
because
mean,
there's absolutely fucking zero things I can do about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
really. At this point, it's like whatever. You're just gonna fill my mouth with hate speech, so just do it. Just do it already. Get it over with.
Ah, yeah.
Rip it off like a band-aid. Just do it.
Yeah. So,
So was that you giving consent to like?
At this point, whatever. just I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah. So Friday night was kneecap removal service.
Yep.
Moving
It was
back
pretty funny.
Thursday night Thursday my wall mounts for the consoles came in.
Nice.
So they're going to be going up here behind the TV. I've got to figure out some audio video switch stuff to go to the capture card and everything.
Right.
And then I'm going to clean up all of this disaster, which thankfully you can't see behind the couch right now. It's kind of a cabling disaster with everything going on. So I'm slowly working on trying to turn this place into something nice, to where everything's real nice. So like it'd be something to where I could submit it to like TechSource or one of these other like pages on YouTube and Twitter and everything, where it's like, yo, this guy gets a seal of approval. His room or like his whole setup is that clean and nice. Like no cables anywhere. Everything's all nice.
That's awesome.
No, I would not be that.
Yeah.
I am my office looks like a dystopian hellhole. Like it's just piles of paperwork and wires to God knows what.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of instantly? You know when they show like the images on like I follow some like sci-fi channels
Yeah.
on like Instagram, and every now and then they just post like just somebody's room from the 90s.
Yeah.
And there was one where I literally think like maybe from your knee to Matt's knee was the width of the room. It was just like a little, or it might have been like a cutout in the room.
Yeah.
It was that, and there was a computer desk that you could only see the edge of it and enough space for like the mouse and keyboard to exist. And there was just like books and like whatever manuals on every program you could think of.
Oh yeah, because like there was no online help, so when you bought a program, the manual was like
super
that
thick.
thick.
Yeah.
So it was stacked to the ceiling. Like it was enough where if you stood on the desk, you could get the top book off.
Oh my god.
And there was just all kinds of stuff. There was a couple like joysticks and weird stuff. And like all the cool 90s tech you could have was like stuffed in this room. And there was just the chair out to the side. And that's what I imagine when everybody says like just books and cables
Oh
everywhere.
no,
and stuff.
see that's almost too neat. Like mine is literally just like it's
a hellhole.
it's a bird's nest. Like I don't know how else to describe it. The back of my computer is just hellish.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I also have one of those, just like a baseboard radiator that vibrates like hell. So I've wedged it with a Windows 95 manual because for some reason I have two of them.
So, so in the basement room that I'm currently redoing, we have the standard issue like long baseboard heater.
It's what you see everywhere in New England.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it has like, in between it has that panel you can adjust.
Right.
Well, I think it's about a 14-foot long one, and 7 feet of it has that panel that does the thing.
Yep.
And the other one is just, I don't know where it went.
Oh, it's just gone.
So it's basically just heat on, heat off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm probably just gonna paint it white and go, oh, that looks nice. Matches the room.
If
Great.
it doesn't vibrate, you're fine.
It does. You can hear and obviously like right behind it is the furnace. So you hear like the.
Oh, so you even get like the noise of it like kicking on and everything, like calling for heat.
Yep, and then you get like that. Tunk, tunk, tunk,
yeah,
from
the
the metal, just
on,
like
yep.
from the actual heater.
Oh yeah, I get a lot of pinging and stuff, but I mean it's been summertime, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, definitely the vibrating was getting annoying.
The magic of old New England houses.
It's really a thing.
Yeah.
It really sucks.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me, like spend my game room.
Oh yeah, I
area.
mean like
so like
at the end of the day, I own my own space. Like
Yeah.
this is great. I don't
So-
exactly.
So the only thing I have to say about this, and this is something you guys don't you haven't learned yet, is like get ready because when you start recording, there's Jeremy. Bowser, hush. Hey, hush. When you go to record and everything like that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get called out on
That
everything.
is like background noise, and you don't understand how much there is until you're trying to record, because that's the one thing that matters. Like if you're gonna live stream, which I know you're planning to do.
Oh yeah.
It's like all those background noises, they are so irritating, and it's gonna be one of those where it's like you don't realize it now because you never think about it.
Mhm.
As soon as you go to think about it, you're like, oh my fuck, I'm going to strangle someone.
Oh yeah. I mean, like it would probably get to the point where if I was recording, I'd just turn the heat off in my house. I'd just be like, "Yep, no, furnace, you stay off."
You know what though I've noticed? It has nothing to do with like, oh, I'm on camera, but like if I'm like in the game, in the mode, gaming, and I know I'm recording, doing all sorts of stuff, I feel like I don't need heat.
Yeah,
I'm just,
honestly,
I'm like warmed up, ready to go.
Well, like especially like if you got a high-end gaming computer, it's like usually that thing's gonna put out enough
Oh,
heat
yeah,
to
yeah,
use.
yeah,
If you got a
yeah.
small enough room, it's gonna heat it up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like,
Oh yeah, I know.
The
what you-
noise of it creates such a high noise floor
yeah.
that like this is why you have noise gates and stuff like that, is to
Yeah.
set those up. Like this is all audio stuff, and you guys will learn this as the time comes when you guys start.
Don't
doing
worry, I
this stuff.
will, and then we'll do nothing about it because I plan on having the most ghetto setup possible. it's just par for the course, man.
Yeah.
Again, cyberpunk hellhole.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
yeah. No,
I'm
that's
like
fine.
totally in tune with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to grab that Sun PA board from from when we used to play in the band, and I'm just gonna rig that up next to me.
Dude.
It's like it sounds like crap, but it'll work.
That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
But back
Oh,
on
your
the topic
buddy's
of the
letting you-
whole cleaning it up
This
is
is a moment right here.
Yeah, just let
Hold
it
on,
happen.
I'm
Don't
letting it
sniffs.
happen.
don't
Sniffs.
don't bring
dog
it up.
sniffs.
just let it be.
Don't mention it.
Let it be.
Get the sniffs.
No, it's just
You want
cleaning
sniff?
it up and everything. Like, I'm normally with you with like the dystopian hellhole because it's kind of like it's easier to just kind of manage it when you're constantly changing cables and stuff like that versus
Yeah.
cleaning it all up and making it nice. But there's a point where it's like, I'm fucking tired of moving and changing cables.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's like
I mean, I know I'm gonna have to. Actually, I'll wait until it comes to my week before I
Yeah.
mention that. But because we still got to get through. yours,
yeah,
so-
no, it's all good. And among that, I got another handful of Hot Wheels. I got the Hot Wheel
Yes.
rack up, which I didn't notice it. Mom put the track together and put it up there
Yeah,
on
I
top
was
of the
gonna
rack.
say, I
That
just
wasn't
saw
me.
that.
That was Mom.
I thought it was a
pretty cool.
mustache.
Yeah, no, Mom did that.
Oh, okay.
Was not me. So that's cool. Got a new Hot Wheels rack. I got to get another one for the wider, like the special ones, because that one's like the 4 1/4 packaging or whatever the standard Hot Wheels packaging size is. There is the other ones, which is like the 5 1/4.
Mm.
It's like the Boulevard, the Fast and the Furious, all of those.
Yeah.
So got to do those. I got a couple more of the Lego cars too for over there. So,
Nice.
and then going back on that some more. Thursday night, I was also messing with the sim too. So I was losing my mind. I was playing more Overdrift, trying to figure out what's going on with Overdrift because Overdrift is like that's that new Drift one.
Oh, okay.
It is still like a beta state and everything, and it's like I don't know why, but there's some issues with it, and I just can't figure it out. And I've been searching because I want to play it because it's fun, but I'm just having issues. So it's like, all right, whatever. And I'm sitting here losing my mind. I'm like, all right, I know I'm not good at sim drifting. I know I'm okay at drifting in real life, like if I can shake off all the rust.
Right.
But like something's not right, and I was like, I'm losing my mind. I can't do it. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna go play some Assetto. Right. I hop on fucking Assetto, and I'm doing fucking perfect donuts around the skid pad. I'm linking figure eights and everything, and I'm like, I fucking knew it. It's this fucking game. I want to play this game, but this game's fucking weird. And I can't figure out what it is with the game. So,
I mean, to
that's-
be fair, any racing game I play, like even just with a controller, I always feel like there's a difference in how all the cars
Yes.
handle.
Yep.
Like
It's
from
the way the
just
engine
from
works.
one game to the next. Yeah, exactly. It's just how
Yeah.
the engine or
Yeah.
you know however they program their physics, whatever it is, it's just slightly different.
and that's what's going on. Is that's what has to be set up. So fucked with that some, but that was fun outside of that because it was like get in, get on, and just like start like ripping it.
Yeah.
And that's an excellent feeling. Getting better with that, and we'll wind it back to Wednesday night. Wednesday night was a whole bunch of crap, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. That was kind of we just recorded some more.
Yeah, we did more Metal Wolf.
Yeah,
We're getting near the end of that too.
yeah, we're almost
We're
there.
winding it out. So
Yeah, yeah,
we're I think we're gonna finally get that bastard Metal Wolf.
yeah, we're gonna get him.
Yep, we're gonna get him.
And then we're also going to get rid of that guy, Todd McDonald from
Todd-
DNN. Fake news.
Todd McDonald.
DNN fake news.
I love how that's like the stupidest running gag, and that's like become the thing. You're gonna have to see it before I explain it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's I don't know why that happened, but it has happened.
Yeah,
Todd McDonald.
it just happened somewhere in there.
That name didn't come up, but fake news was a joke.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, last night or whatever during our recording.
yeah. No,
Oh,
we
I
joked
see,
about that. So we got that coming up. Good news is I got a bunch of those exported. Now I just got to make thumbnails to
Yep.
upload them up because, as you guys will soon come to realize, especially when it comes to doing content on YouTube, the most important part of doing anything is having good thumbnails.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
It's SEO. So
Yeah, it's like
search
the-
engine optimization.
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite of like the oh yeah, you never judge a book by its cover. No bullshit. You judge YouTube videos by the
Oh,
thumbnail.
yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly.
Like, dude, anytime I see an emoji on a thumbnail, I'm like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah,
but I
you
know
what?
that works. Just
Yeah.
because I don't like it doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, this is disgusting." Puke emoji.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
millions
yeah.
and millions and millions
Or
of
the
clicks.
stupid shocked face, like
Yeah.
the oh,
It'll have like a
that.
million clicks, and you click on it, and it's like
it's garbage.
semi-dirty toilet that's had like 3 turds in it
Yeah.
and hasn't been cleaned in like a week.
Yeah,
like,
or
it's
it's my
disgusting.
office.
Yeah, so neat.
Yeah.
It's my fucking bathroom over
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Like, it's just-
But
then you watch it because it's relatable. And you're like, God damn it!
Yeah.
12 minutes. All the guy did was clean the toilet.
yeah, literally.
And then half an hour later, you're like, it's 2 a.m. and I've just watched more toilet videos.
yeah, why do we keep migrating back to toilet talk? This sucks.
Because this is the Brown episode.
it really
So-
is the brownest
You know,
episode
I
thus
hate-
far.
I hate to like bring it further,
Go
but
on.
there was one day when I went on a tangent of this guy. It wasn't like specifically toilets. It was just any sort of like home, like water system that was not working very well. And this guy would like seriously roto-root like outdoor piping and all this.
Oh, God.
And it got pretty awful sometimes, but some of them was just like, all right, I have to watch it, but I don't want to, but I kind of need to.
Oh yeah, there's some vile shit out there.
And there was one dude, and he had like a pipe like this or something going to like a, I don't know, leach field or something. And he's like, well, that's not working. The whole house is backed up, all this. And he's getting all kinds of equipment in there. And he's like he's got to the point where he's not using the roto-rooter like cable thing. He's just using like a line that just like blasts air pressure into it. So he's just going in there, and this guy reaches into the dirtiest puddles known to man.
Oh, no.
And he's like,
vile.
it's just one of those guys, you know, he's probably like 58 years old, only been in this business since he was like 12, and he just doesn't care.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
you know he probably makes hella money though.
oh
yeah.
I
'Cause
mean,
that's
that's
something-
probably why he does it. Like at that point, like, dude,
Yep.
it's
Ain't
a
no one
job
wanna do that.
nobody wants to do, so you're always in demand.
Yep.
I mad respect. That's a hustle.
It's like the
Not for
classic
me.
story of the dude who had dude was working on septic tanks or whatever the hell, and this family had like a septic tank failure, and then there's shit going everywhere. It's like the middle of the night on like a Sunday night. It's like 2 a.m. or whatever the fuck, and the guy shows up and at this house to do it, and the fucking guy just like starts with him, and he's just like, "Man, 2 a.m. This sure does fucking suck. What do you have to do to get a job like that?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, it does. Good luck." Gets back in his truck and leaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean-
Salute to those guys who do that because that shit's gross.
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But I mean, I
Who do
don't
you
blame
call?
that dude.
Who do you like? If
Septic services, whatever.
but
Yeah, but who's specific?
in the middle of the night on a Tuesday and there's shit flowing through your like just who do you call?
Coming out of your toilet.
Do you call 911 and be like, "Heck, get me in touch with the septic service now"?
Yeah, but okay. Let's be real here. People are fucking gross.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they are gross, and that's why dude, like, I can't imagine doing that job because that's vile.
I hate
Oh, I
this.
know.
I hate everything about this.
Anyways.
This
Let's
has been
roll
the
it back to my week.
worst episode.
Oh, it has not. Oh, it might be the grossest episode.
It's
So-
the worst for me. I hate this.
So let's just roll it back.
Yeah, all right. So Wednesday. No, we already
Yeah,
did
yeah,
Wednesday.
We just did Wednesday. So Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday was probably the funnest night of the week. So I come home, and the neighbors are like, it's like their last day. They're moving, and it's turned into a disaster. Right? They had movers come to help them pack this truck, and the movers are starting saying no, and then they try to get to be like sly, sneaky assholes like some movers did to us when we moved in here, where they're like, well, no, you're not paying enough. You're going to have to go ahead and give us more money, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Jesus.
Trying to scam us out of money. Well, they do that to the neighbor. Only the neighbor's husband was gone, so it was just the woman over there. And she's sitting there, and she's like ready to have a meltdown.
Yeah.
So she tells the lady who's on the phone who's trying to scam her and everything, get these guys all this shit. No, I'm gonna pay by card. And the lady's like, no. You can only pay by cash and everything. So
Ooh, yeah.
No.
as you can imagine, like, it's going down.
Yeah.
So screaming and everything, and then all this shit's going on, and then goes back, the phone goes back to the guy who is like in charge of all the movers who was here on site. The lady was like manager or whatever off in some office.
Yep.
And over the phone, the manager lady's calling the neighbor, see you next Tuesday and stuff like that because she's unwilling to pay even though they're trying to scam her out of money.
Jesus.
So you can only imagine the fucking meltdown that happened.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
So anyway, so the meltdown goes down, and then it's gonna be like, all right, well, I'm getting ready to go to kickboxing. Right before I leave, it's like, no, you gotta help pack the truck. It's like, motherfucker. So I end up having to pack that U-Haul. That took like 2 hours to do.
Jeez.
But we're talking that thing looked like a fucking football. Yeah, like
Stuff it.
it's a miracle it closed. Everything was in there in pieces and doing this and doing that, and like we had to move like a treadmill and shit that was still in the house. That was a
Oh god,
nightmare.
that sucks.
That's awful.
Oh man,
Having moved
it's-
those before, that is a pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
But I'll put it this way: we got it done. And after we got it done, got some beers and some pizza. So it's like, all right, we're doing good, having a good time. So after that, I like slammed a couple beers, came back, had some more Trulies, fucking got pizza for dinner. So I ate some pizza and I came down here and of course GDQ was on. I put GDQ on and then I just played fucking Vampire Survivors for like 3 hours.
He's like, this
So-
is great.
So if you guys haven't played Vampire Survivors on Steam, I recommend it.
You just gave me like a brutal side eye. He's like, if anybody has
Give you the fuck me eye.
So Vampire Survivors is like this little indie game. It's $3. That's it. That's all it is. It's $3. Not on sale. It's $3.
Oh dang.
It's in beta. The game's not out yet. Like they just did release 0.73 or something like that, or 7.6 or whatever. It's coming. And it's a little roguelike, but it's pretty simple. Needless to say, it's like they sit there. It's like almost like they went and ripped every single sprite out of a Castlevania, and they put it where you're just your little character. You're top down, and you're kind of running around the level. Except for the only control you have is like what direction your character's moving in, and then whenever you level up, you get to pick an item off a list, like an upgrade item, and you can level up your items or get more.
Does it
to
all
a certain
stack
extent.
all your items?
Yeah. But you're allowed 12 items, 6 weapons and 6 support items.
Mhm.
And then when you level it up so far, if you have the corresponding items between the weapon and the support item, it evolves into a newer, stronger version.
Okay.
It gets crazier, more powerful. So it just gets silly after a certain point. But this thing is designed by one man, and this one man who's designing it is an ex-slot machine guy. So this guy used to make slot machines. So this thing is like nothing but a fucking dopamine simulator. And because it's a roguelike, it obviously has roguelikes. And until you get to a certain point, basically death comes. Like a Grim Reaper comes at you at the 30-minute mark. And until you get past a certain point and you have the stuff to kill him, like your run's over, period, at 30 minutes. So,
Oh, yeah.
so you're locked in a 30-minute run. But then once you make it on that specific level to the 30-minute mark, you unlock hyper mode. Well, hyper mode means that everything goes at twice the speed, right? So everything's now 200% speed. So like your move speed and everything, monsters spawning and all that. But then your run is only 15 minutes.
Oh, I see.
So that's why it's like you just get sucked into it. And the whole time you're killing bosses, you're getting treasure chests, and when you get the treasure chest, it does this whole animation where it starts spinning, and then like the screen slowly turns gold, and like
Oh my
and then as
God.
it finishes, it's flashing. So yeah, this thing's nothing but a fucking dopamine simulator.
Oh jeez. Your monkey brain was just all in it.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, if any one of you sits down and plays like for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It just appeals to like that primal lizard brain, like monkey brain. Like it just activates and you're just like,
God damn it.
and like, you know what? I'm watching GDQ. I'm drinking, had some pizza, like just having a grand old fucking time playing Vampire Survivors. Of course, I'm fucking having a blast.
Yeah, that is the life.
And like, let's be real here. I've heard about it a couple times over the past couple months, and like people have recommended it, and I was like, all right, well, I'll look into it now that it's got some more content. And there's a lot of content in it, even for just being like a beta. But there's a lot of content in it, and I just remember I went to the page and the number one review on Steam was Dopamine Simulator. Right, that was the title of the review, and it was like 2 sentences, and it was just like this guy just posted in there. I love this game. I vape with my left hand. I move with my right. 10 out of 10. And like that is, yeah. Difference is I was drinking with my left. I was drinking Trulies and eating pizza, and I'm moving with my right. And like while I'm doing this, I'm just kind of looking over here. You know, just kind of looking back and forth between GDQ, and you just like. When you get to the end and you've got a couple upgraded weapons, there's just shit everywhere on the screen constantly, all the time. And it's just like you're getting like coins and you're getting all this shit, and it's like it's just like sitting in front of a slot machine that's just paying out. It's like ding 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 ding. And
Oh
like,
God,
dude, that game, like, I love it. I love it. Yeah, but no, if you don't want to get into something really big, but you want to play a game for a little bit, perfect game. And it's real quick to get into a round. It's quick in and out. It's fast. So it's one of those where like I almost feel like it'd be the perfect mobile game on a phone.
Oh yeah,
Because all you're doing is moving around. You just need a joystick on your phone.
right.
That's it. But I'll tell you right now, my computer's got a 3900X and a 2080 Super. Just the numbers game with how much shit gets on the screen towards the end before death comes, like it'll make that thing chug a little bit.
Oh jeez.
Like we're talking like shit gets like out of control. There's so much shit all over the screen and everything.
Dang.
But yeah, it's a fun game. Yeah. And then obviously I played some more Ghostwire.
Yeah.
That's ramping up. Like I'm getting to a point where that's ramping up. I've done a lot of running around and stuff. I've almost maxed out one of like the 3 skill trees. I'm still expecting the game to be like, hey, check it out. There's more skill trees. We're going to expand them. But now that I'm like, I've almost maxed one out, which is just kind of like all the basic abilities. And like the other ones are just upgrading your abilities. Like this one was just like unlocking abilities or like your traversal and stuff like that. So like, while I don't have all the most powerful abilities, I've got all the traversal. So like, I'm like swinging around like Spider-Man and doing all this shit like that. Well, you don't actually swing around like Spider-Man, but like you're just moving around like you're Spider-Man. So you're like, zip, zip, like, you know, zip lines and everything all over the place, just having a good time. Sorry.
What?
There's some
I
hand
hit his
holding
hand.
behind
Oh.
It's just like, this bad.
Non-consensual hand holding, huh?
Yeah.
Felon.
But yeah, that's really good. And then the only other thing I did this week is Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak came out. I picked it up on PC. I said, fuck it on the Switch. I don't want to play it on Switch anymore. I don't like the Switch.
Yep.
So PC. Oh my god, dude! Like, I have that game on fucking max settings, and max settings with DLSS on, and it's like full 1440p, 144 hertz FPS all times, no matter what, never dips.
Nice.
The only time it dips is for like cutscenes, which are like encoded in 30 FPS. And
Right.
that's the way the game was made because it was made for Switch before anything else. Fuck, that is a good Monster Hunter. And with the new, like it's a good one. And then obviously with the new DLC that just came out, like we got crabs back.
Krebs.
Yeah, so you can go back to hunt crab. That used to be the joke. We used to sit at Travis's place and play a whole bunch of Monster Hunter 4 when it was on the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
We'd sit there like every night of the week after work and just sit there and hunt crab and Magala and like a bunch of others. But a bunch of new monsters are into, and like all the fun ones are back. They even brought back the spider in Rise.
Well, it's weird you said that because about when you were listing them off, that's the first one that came to my mind, and now you've just said it.
Yeah. Well, that was one that wasn't brought over to World or any of the other ones because the frame was so complicated. They're like, yeah, we don't want to do this.
With all the spindly legs, and it's so big.
And all the animations and everything. That's why you always see like a lot of the title monsters tend to be like the same core frame, just new animations or new attacks, because it's easy to import that frame over and just program new animations. But yeah, so outside of that, just like ripping episodes up just to get them all exported. Now I just got to go make a whole bunch of really good thumbnails.
Yep.
And that's the hard part because it's like, how do I make it pop? Like, I know the one for the Miami level of Metal Wolf, like, I got to find a way. Like, I was almost thinking, like, do I download Gary's mod or something? I need Metal Wolf with like a beach hat on the beach with like a can of beer in his hand or something.
Yeah,
just-
I think Gary's mod would probably.
Yeah,
I'd
you
probably
do
get
a
a model
lot
for
of
that.
things in there.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. I just
What?
so
I
I-
mean,
just the
you
way
can.
you said that.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of things in Gary's mod. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, let me.
I don't
tell
know.
ya.
It's just a matter of making thumbnails and shit like that.
Yep.
So it's got to be done, and that's the hardest part. Because that's one of the more important parts is
Right.
just having really good SEO. But anyways, call that for my week. So what'd you do, Eddie?
Wow. So my week was incredibly dull by comparison. I did the Metal Wolf recording. I had a couple days there where I was hamstrung, doing appointments and shuttling family around, 'cause
Oh.
being the only licensed driver and all. So
Bro, that's rough.
yeah, it's whatever. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but that was really it. I'm planning on doing a PC upgrade. So this is gonna sound really stupid because I'm like, I kind of pride myself on being like a freelance system builder, and I realized when I built my machine, because I have a Ryzen 5 3600 CPU and stock cooler. I'm like, whatever, I don't want to spend that much money on it. I never ran like a benchmark on it. I literally just plugged it in and I just started playing games on it. I was like, yeah, it's good. And I mean, for the most part, it is. Like I'm playing games. I don't thermal throttle or anything. But I decided. I was talking with my cousin, and he does like a buttload of benchmarking. He loves it. I don't know why. Like it's boring. Like you run Cinebench, and it's like, okay, cool. Watch the squares fill. Wow, how exciting is that? But I did finally get around to doing that, and ouch. Yeah, that stock cooler is just not adequate at all.
Well,
So
But your parts are durable.
they are. If
You've just been
anything,
sitting there
the
frying them.
Gigabyte ultra durable motherboards are in fact ultra durable. Because this thing was like, I mean, it ran the whole 10-minute test at 95C. Like that was
Holy crap.
thermal throttle.
Yeah, it was very. I mean, it still did it with like a slight overclock on it. It was like 3.7 or 3.8 gigahertz on a. I mean, it's like 200 megahertz, and the grand scheme of things is nothing. But I'm all right with that. But yeah, I definitely have to upgrade the cooling on it, and I kind of was planning on doing that anyway. But I figured like before I even commit to the rest of the parts, I should probably do that first. So I bought a 280 rad water cooler for my PC that'll fit my case, so I don't have to do a swap on that. The price was right; it was like $90 from Newegg, and it was a good name, EK water blocks and stuff. So I grabbed that, and I'm hoping to hook that up to my CPU and see how that changes things. Eventually I do want to replace it with a 5000 series, and basically just rock that until until that motherboard dies. Or I really, because generally speaking, right, like a CPU will, like you can go like several video card generations before your CPU's really like kind of dated. So like I'll be able to run that for a while. I'm looking to get like a 5900X maybe. I was thinking about the 5950, but like the markup on it just isn't worth it.
Yeah,
Like-
I've never found it useful to go for the 50 over just like the 900X.
Yeah.
Because I've had a couple 3900Xs and stuff like that, and then like what you get for going to the 50 chip is it really isn't.
It's
that much.
$150 for 4 more cores. And it's just like, is that like, yeah, I mean, I guess like if you were to price it out, it's like, yeah, a Ryzen 3 would cost you that much. But like, I don't know. I don't really need that.
Yeah, but you already have 12 cores
Yeah, exactly.
at a 900. Do you really need the 16?
Yeah. Are you really
Like-
going to notice the extra?
Yeah.
Like, at that point, I think that's almost superfluous unless you're really doing some serious CPU workloads. Which, if you're doing that, then you probably
yeah.
should have just got a Threadripper or something.
Well, Threadrippers, especially if you look at the new ones, they're going to be like $3,000-$4,000.
Oh yeah, they're going to be they're going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, with the new ones coming. But.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get that done next week. And yeah, as I mentioned with my office, I do kind of want to break it down and get it a little more tidied up and organized. Because I have like this is one giant L desk, and on it I have my computer. I've got my I have an uninterruptible power supply that runs the whole show. I've got I've got my little Raspberry Pi set up because I like to screw around with that a little bit. And I don't do any of the cool robotics stuff, unfortunately. I'm just an idiot. But I do
Yeah,
like,
but-
it's fun to play around with.
You know what? You know what I've wanted to do for a while is they're just not quite powerful enough.
No.
I've wanted to build like an arcade cabinet for fighting games.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, like everybody says they're really good emulation machines, and they are to a point, but arcade machines is really kind of like that. Like, depending on the age of it, it could work fine or it could be really bad.
Like you're gonna get like a Tekken 1.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
and,
like
it's gonna
PlayStation.
struggle at times.
Yeah, PlayStation, N64, some of those games are going to kind of like maybe not be so good.
I mean, if you're just looking for like Third Strike and CVS2 and stuff like that.
oh yeah,
they'll do
like
it fine.
Genesis, Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
like that 2D era of like 16-bit consoles, like that'll be fine. It's great for that. And it could be fine for some other simple workloads too. Like for a while I was using mine as a Steam Link, but now I basically just have it set up as like a Linux thin client, playing around with different settings. And then, also on my desk, I have a IBM PC 350, which is a very old desktop computer. It's like a Pentium 166.
Jesus.
And I've been meaning to spruce that thing up, and I've been wanting to get it going because I just have this really stupid dream of playing Warcraft 2 on a period era machine.
Yeah.
And
So, sorry to interrupt, but
No.
you've probably seen the same video, but I watched some guy years ago, and he goes, "All right, guys, I'm gonna make the best gaming computer you could in the 90s."
oh yeah,
And he finds all the original parts, some of them in the box.
there's a couple of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, there's one guy I watch a lot of. I think it's called LGR. And he does a lot of like the retro, not just computers, but like the electronics in general, but computers especially. Like all that crappy wood grain on them, and like, oh yeah,
that
like when you have
beige-
and you have like the little display that shows how many megahertz you're supposed to be running. When it doesn't actually show that, it's basically just a bunch of jumpers that turn the little LEDs on and off.
Well,
I
have you
love it.
seen I can't remember the name of the channel, but it's the black dude who does videos based off of like budget builds, like how crazy can he get? And he did like I'm gonna play Elden Ring on a $200 computer.
No, I haven't seen that.
He made it work.
Oh, I believe it.
It did not run too well when he got some of the bosses, but he could run around the world and do stuff.
I believe it. it. I've always thought like that's something I'd like to do as well. If like in a world with infinite resources, that's what I would. So this is a total tangent, but one of my earliest gaming computers was actually just a crappy off the shelf eMachines,
Same here.
like AGP era 32-bit AMD processor, like the Athlon XPs. So it's like toasty as hell. You couldn't feed the thing enough 5 volts or whatever. And I bought like this crappy Chinese 600-watt $30 power supply and a NVIDIA. This is really going to date this, and I know there's probably going to be people that's like, this sucks. I had a 6800 Ultra, the
Hell yeah.
AGP version, which that was like the highest end graphics card you could possibly get for AGP at that point in time. And like it was so big that it didn't fit in the case, so the side panel was always off it. I had because it had 2 disk drives. It had like a DVD player and a CD burner. The CD burner had to stick out like 2 inches to fit the power supply, and of course I was playing this in like an old house built in the 70s, so none of the outlets were 3-prong. So I pried that sucker right off and just plugged it into the wall anyway. And I had a couple of incidents electrocuting myself with that. But like those kind of builds, I call them monitors. And it's not like after the screen, but like, if like your average computer's a battleship, like it's all well rounded, like it's fast, it's got armor, it's got big gun. Like, no. This thing is slow, it's unwieldy, it sucks. But it's got the biggest gun you could possibly cram
Yes.
on it. That's what I love. I love building like crappy machines with just like a 3090 Ti. Like just the worst possible scenario for this thing.
How do we
And just-
bottleneck a 3090?
Yeah. Like not even that. Like just right at the cusp of bottlenecking.
Yeah.
So it is literally like 100% utilization on everything. That I love that stuff. I try to, like, when obviously I'm doing my builds or builds for other people, like, yeah, I try to go a little more reasonable. But I mean, even with this thing, like, it's like, yeah, I would love to get like just the baddest ass video card I possibly can, and just like, well, actually, that's part of like the reason I want to do this upgrade is get like a nice like Ryzen 5900.
Yeah.
But then like, 2 or 3 GPU generations later, just get the biggest one I can and just cram it in there and just be like, oh yeah, my CPU's totally the bottleneck. This system sucks, but that video card, man. Because you always get more out of a video card than you do CPU. Like, you can go a long way with a crappy, like a really crappy CPU.
Yeah, but let's be real here. If you want to do a 5900X, like, that's not a crappy CPU.
No, what I'm
that's a
saying,
CPU that's gonna last you quite a while.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, I don't plan on replacing it after that. Like, I'm not going to hop to the Ryzen 7000s.
No.
We're
When
talking
that thing dies is when the next computer comes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with the this will be a quick plug, but if you don't have an uninterruptible power supply and you're always worried about your PC power supplies, get one.
Get one.
It is such a good investment.
Yeah.
I mean, not only does it save you during like power outages, you get enough time to shut your crap off, but it protects from stuff like brownouts. And, I live in an older house where the wiring's
Brownouts.
Brownouts. Yeah, there we go.
We knew it was going to come back to it.
Oh, yeah. It circled right back around. This is the brown episode after all. But yeah, like like my house has kind of dodgy wiring in some places. So, like sometimes when the air conditioner kicks on, you see the lights dim.
Oh,
And that kind of stuff is really no good for your power supplies. But you plug that thing into a UPS and it conditions the power between them.
So I work with X-ray systems.
No, yeah, he's like the authority on this.
Yeah. So we pretty much, like, if you see an X-ray system with a fucking UPS on it, it's not for like that emergency we're out of power or anything like that. No. It's there. That UPS is there for like that 15 seconds where the hospital generator kicks on.
Yep.
Or excuse me.
That was a
Or
snotty one.
yeah, allergies. Or it's there to clean up the power.
Right.
You wouldn't believe how many hospitals in this fucking nation have the worst, dirtiest power.
Oh, I believe it.
And like that's why you have a UPS. Like, it's not. Don't ever think no. It's there to clean up power. And when you clean up power, you tend to not have as many issues.
Yeah. Honestly.
Just remember to change your batteries in UPSs, because when they go bad, that's going to create more issues, and that won't protect you from all the power issues.
Correct. Yep. I mean, I run the self-test on this thing. It self-tests itself once a week, but then I do it manually also once a week.
Well, you should do batteries like once every other year.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I'm coming up on that. Actually, it'll be next year. I'd probably have to do it.
Just remember when you do it, find what the individual cells are and buy the individual cells.
Yeah,
if you buy it that way, it's like $15.
Yep.
If
you go through the manufacturer, they're going to try. You might as well just buy a new one.
You got to buy the whole kit, and they're going to charge you like an exorbitant amount. You're like, no, I'm good. I'll just go find.
And I've already seen because I know some of them are like the consumer grade ones. They're sealed, so it's like, oh yeah, you're not meant to access it. But like the one I got, like, no, you can see the battery because like they shipped it disconnected.
Yeah.
You have to open it up to connect the battery. So it's like, because like I was looking at the manufacturer website and they're like, oh yeah, this battery's not replaceable. And then I saw that and I was like,
okay.
I think it is.
Isn't it? So, but I think I've got another year before I have to worry about replacing it. But yeah, that is a godsend. I mean, it's just a neat thing to have too. It's basically like having a kilowatt always plugged in because you can see your power draw and what your voltages look like. And, and I've seen my house like, kind of fluctuate like 119, 118 volts or 122. And it's like, I know that my stuff's always getting that 120.
Yes.
It's nice and clean. And then obviously, like when you do have a power outage, like I have the modem and router plugged into it, so I just power everything off, and it's like, cool, I got Wi-Fi for like 3 or 4 hours now.
Yeah.
I got a battery on my laptop that lasts the same amount, so it's like, all right, well,
the rest of the house is just like black. But
but I got a movie going. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Sometimes you just need that like 7 p.m. to 10, 11 p.m. Like,
exactly.
What am I going to do with my evening while the power's out?
Yeah. Like just get you by until you can go to sleep and wake up and the power will be back on.
Yeah.
But
Easy
so
peasy.
I don't know where I was with my week. It really was nothing. This was just a garbage week for me. Everybody else had everything really exciting going on. But yeah, no, basically all I did was commit to buying that 280 rad EK water block, and I did some research on that, and that was kind of fun. You know, watching like Gamers Nexus videos and stuff.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are always. I mean,
Well,
sometimes it's kind of dry, like it's a lot of information, but I just love that.
Yeah, but like, you know, you got fucking Gamer Jesus over there,
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Burke.
Yeah, it's great.
If you like tech, that is the place to go because that is where, like, those guys, they fucking nerd out on the stuff. Like,
dude, they can drill down like exactly what every problem is you're encountering.
well, it's like if you look
It's
at their
just
CPU
amazing.
reviews, they do CPU reviews where like they show the pressure points of the IHS and
Oh, yeah.
where the cooler sticks to it, and like they do like testing of it with like infrared cameras and shit like that, so they can show you exactly what parts are the hottest and everything. And like they nerd out. Like they bought a fan chamber just to test
Yeah.
like fucking PC fans to see if OEMs are lying or not.
Yeah,
About
it's
their
great.
fans.
I love it. That kind of stuff, like especially if you kind of don't know what you're getting, it's always great to kind of look at that. Like, and then you obviously go on some tangents. Like I was watching his series on like the Alienware R13s.
Oh yeah,
with their horrible cooling, and he's like, "Oh, so how could we possibly fix this?" And I was like, I mean, I watched him go through it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we fit this bigger radiator to it," but it's like, really, the thing is screwed.
Yeah.
It just sucks. It's just a horrible machine.
No, they do some wild deep dive stuff.
Oh, yeah,
on
it's
some
great.
of it. To where it's like you're sitting there, and you're like, oh my god, dude, you guys are crazy.
But it's also like really because like I did water cooling back in like 06. I had like this just stupid, not even an all-in-one. It was kind of like an all-in-one, but you have to build it yourself, sort of assembly. So I haven't really done like I haven't looked at AIOs at all. So I had no idea what I was getting. I didn't know whether I'd have to get a new case or any of this stuff. And just seeing that breakdown, like, a couple hours just watching Gamers Nexus videos instead of putting a movie on while I'm having dinner. And it's just like, all right, now I think I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
That really is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the other thing was, I do want to rebuild that IBM. It mostly works. It does have Windows 98 on it. It's got
fucking Windows
98. Yeah.
Windows 98. Yep. It's got. I did have it with a bootable Linux as well, but I don't know what I did with the disk because I couldn't get it to see the hard drive. I don't know. Because like newer versions of Linux have like moved on to away from like I don't want to get too far into like the nerd stuff, but like they've all switched to like System D or whatever. So like a lot of the older hardware just doesn't work anymore. Like you can't get it to see anything. Like it'll be like error, you don't have a CPU or something. Yeah. It's like no, I do. You just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You don't know what a 586 is.
It's like it's similar to that awkward transition when like you had newer computers that couldn't play old games,
right?
Because it just didn't work.
Yeah,
it didn't run DOS. That's what it was.
And then at this point, like it doesn't matter. We can download anything we want. But
but there is still like this weird gap of games like between like I want to say like 01 to 04 where it's like a lot of that stuff doesn't work because like you just can't install it on a newer system and you can't use an older operating system. So
it's because of the way they changed the architecture.
Right.
Yeah. Moving to like x86 and shit like that.
Yeah, so that nerd talk aside, the only thing it needs at this point is a sound card. And I finally tracked one down, just some crappy sound blaster. I mean, again, this thing is also like really ghetto. Like I ripped it from the high school when I was working there
nice.
In their IT department for like 4 days. Because my dad had this old Packard Bell in the office, and he swore up and down by Lotus Works, and it's this one particular version of it, and he had to have it, and his old Pentium 60 fried, so he was like, oh, yeah, grumble. So I hooked him up with this thing, because they were just going to throw it in the dumpster. But like it has 128 megs of RAM, which for a system like from 1996 is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And it's funny because it has like a regular SD RAM stick, like full size. But it also has like some of the older like SRAM, like the small stuff. But the thing is, the SD RAM slot's broken, So all that 128 megs is all those old little SRAMs that you got put in sideways with the little wire hooks. And it's really, I took like as much as the school would give me because you can't use that stuff anymore. So I was like, yeah, as much as it'll take. And we found out 128 megs was the magic number. Yeah. So it's a badass little machine, but it doesn't have any sound. I found a set of period error speakers, and I just got to get that sound card in it. But, I have it so the monitor, big tube, is stacked on top of it. So it's like, I got to tear that whole thing down. And, opening up those old cases, like it's all solid steel. So it's a bit of a chore. But, I would like to get a kind of a desk to like put that aside on because I want to be able to use it, but also like have my desk space free to, install an AIO.
So you know what you should do if you're looking for some stuff? You should go look at Jay's 2 Cents.
Oh yeah, I love that guy too.
He does tech reviews of obviously the hardware stuff, but then he does more of the crazy shit that it will definitely interest you guys more.
Oh yeah,
like his he was doing Delta fans, which are like the
Delta Screamers, dude. I got one.
Yeah.
I still have one.
Say, like a little bit thicker, but they're more for like server racks and stuff like that. And he was like, these things are really dangerous. You shouldn't put one of these in your computer without a grill. And like he's like feeding carrots and doing it's like shredding carrots.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you shouldn't use these. These are bad like that.
No joke. I actually have one of those. I have a 120 millimeter Delta Screamer. This thing moves like 200 CFM. Like it is stupid how much air. Like it is to the point where if you put it face down on a desk, it will levitate.
Yeah.
And it'll start like kind of pushing itself around. I had to put like those cheesy metal grills on it because at one point I got something like something that shouldn't have been dropped in it got dropped in it, and it like the two of them just and like these things are scary. Like it's like 24-volt fan. Like this thing is scary. You do not hook this straight into any motherboard. You just hook it right into the power supply if you can.
No, I think one of my favorite videos he's done was when he did how much PSI can a water cooling loop hold.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god!
And like he was sitting there doing it, and I just remember there was one where it got to like 100 PSI, and there's just a clip of him looking at it as he's standing over the air compressor, and he's just like, the desk is right here, and he's kind of looking at it, waiting for it to explode.
Oh yeah,
like good times.
Yeah. He does a lot of good stuff. He definitely does like a lot of the awesome like custom water cooling loops, and the cases are just. Some of that is like my favorite thing to look at. Like I know that's something I would never do because I'm like, I'm kind of a minimalist, so style is like secondary. If it works, it's more important. But also like I'm just too lazy for that.
Well, I did that. I did it at one point. I was like, I love that. That stuff's so cool.
It does look amazing.
Like watching, like I used to watch a bunch of his stuff, a bunch of the crazy stuff Paul's Hardware would build.
Oh, yep.
And then Bitwit builds crazy shit. And then you get IFR. I don't know if you've ever watched IFR designs.
No, I can't say that
those
one.
Australian guys. They do crazy themed builds like for companies and stuff like that. So like companies will go to them to sponsor, and they're like. They did one a couple of years ago for PUBG when PUBG was really big, like before Fortnite.
Yeah.
And like they turned the case into like a brick house, but then the motherboard, it was like a power plant and the motherboard was sticking out of it. But like they painted the motherboard. they painted all the tubing to look like rusty old pipes.
Oh my
and
god!
Everything, and they made like the reservoir look like a silo, like an old metal silo.
Oh, that's so awesome.
IFR does crazy stuff like that. So like I'm into that stuff, but like. After doing it, it's kind of like you're way past that law of diminishing returns.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to water cooling,
well,
like it's cool, but like you get 10%.
Yeah. The other problem is that it's such an art project, right?
Yes.
Because at that point, like you can do stuff to like your Subaru, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were to do like a crazy paint job on it, like maybe someone wouldn't necessarily find that as tasteful. But at the end of the day, it's still worth as much as a Subaru.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like a computer, it's like, like even if you built something crazy, like you say crazy for me is like $1,500. Like you're going to be putting way more time and effort and energy and materials into that. So it's like, like if you ever have to like upgrade that thing, good luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of like you build it once and now it's an art exhibit.
Yeah, and like the maintenance for them, well, it's not hard to drain and clean loops. It's time consuming,
right?
And you got to do it like depending on what kind of fluid you use. Like you got to do it at least once a year at the very least.
Yep.
And I was doing it like every 6 months, and like dude, just taking that fucking computer from downstairs out into the garage onto my workbench to where I could do all the shit and like clean it up and just like do the tubing and everything like that.
It's just chore.
The fucking computer with all the water in it goes from like 60 pounds to fucking like 100
Yeah.
with all the blocks and everything.
Yeah. Not to mention that's like, you know, you got to break whatever your setup is down to move it up there, and then like it's cool, but it's not for me. It's just too much work.
Yeah.
I that's why I'm kind of curious about the AIOs, because I never really played with them before.
Well, AIOs are the shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's all
Like
the
I
benefits.
did look at the big air coolers, like the Noctua D15s,
Yeah.
and they are massive if you've never seen one in person.
Well, the best thing I could say as far as air coolers goes is like the Noctua, or like watch for the Cooler Master H212 or whatever it is, the air one, or
Yep.
whatever it is. All I know is like currently it's at $50. Other times it's down to $25, and when it's down to $25, like you just put an extra fan on it, and all of a sudden this this air cooler is like doing more than 75% of the work of water cooling.
Yeah.
And you paid, you know, the block alone for your CPU is $100.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just a block with no fittings on a water cooling rig.
Yeah. I mean, that is still the big thing. If you're not going an AIO, water cooling's expensive, and it's not always immediately superior.
No. Like
Usually the benefit is that you just have this bigger thermal mass.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you know, even if your radiator kind of sucks, you at least have all that coolant that's got to heat up first.
Yeah. So what you see is water cooling is good for about 15 minutes more.
Yeah.
And then it throttles.
Yeah.
And it won't throttle as hard as air will, but for the most part, like air's doing more than like air's so efficient now.
Yeah.
Like I just do air.
Again, it's all about that thermal mass. Like, again, those Noctua D15s, the radiator on that thing is just so, radiator heatsink.
Yeah.
It's just so big that it's like, it's just going to take that thing forever to get up to temp. So, like, that's really all it is. And then just put as big a fan on it as you can and crank as much CFM through it as you can. And honestly, that'll work. Like, if you put a Delta Screamer on a D15, I bet you that'll cool, like, better than a lot of, like, 240s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'd be ridiculous. But it would also, like, sound like a small aircraft taking off.
Yeah. Well, especially cramming all that air through radiator is gonna make it sound like that. Yeah, like not only that, it's just like doing all of that too when you have a liquid cooling system, like after a really intensive gaming session or whatever you were doing, like workload.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? It's like having to go back in time to the days of having to have a turbo timer on your turbo car. You gotta let it sit there and calm down at idle for like 15 minutes to get the temps back to 15, 20 minutes. Just get the temp of the liquid back down
Yep.
to room temperature before you can turn the computer off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's awesome. It's cool. I had this wicked piece sitting on my desk that I spent a bunch of money and time on, and I loved it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, this is over $1,000 cheaper for the exact same components.
Yeah.
And it's doing more than 90% of the same workload, just as efficient.
Right. Yeah, so that's why I kind of think this will be the experiment, you know, like I'll get the AIO. If I like it, I'll keep it going forward. If not, I'll just run it till it dies and just grab some beefy, burly air cooler.
Yeah, you'll like the AIO.
I think I will. Yeah, I picked I have an older Corsair carbide case. I don't know. Okay, this is also like a weird factoid because I was trying to like price it, see if it was worth selling maybe. And when I bought this thing from Newegg, I think it was like a $30 or $40 case. Like it's really not built all that. Like the design is good, but the materials it's just like sheet metal. They just painted it. Like it weighs nothing because it's like just like I'm surprised none of the side panels have warped yet because like that they're so thin, like they wobble when you take them off and everything. There's no windows on it, like like no panels, like you can't see anything in it. I kind of like that because then like when I'm lazy, like I don't have to make it look good. It's kind of like, yeah, you're not going to see it anyway. But you know, it's not a horribly designed case. I got it because like, actually, I think it was a video card I got from you. It was one of the
the 7950s I had, or was it a 6950?
6950, 6950.
One of
yep.
them.
And because he had two of them in Crossfire.
Yeah,
and
back in the day.
And I nabbed one and. Because I was just like, oh, yeah, I ran like a HD 4890, and, you know, he was offering these things for cheap. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. But I couldn't get it to fit in my case. It was too big. So I bought this crappy Corsair case. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to buy. Like, I had a nice Gigabyte, like all aluminum case, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy this big aluminum monster. I just want to get a case that'll fit it. And but like when I was looking on Corsair's website, like they listed the MSRP on the case at like 110. I was like, who in their right mind is going to pay $110 for this piece of junk? You can go down to Micro Center, spend $10 more and get a Leon Lee.
Get a nice case.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Get a nice Leon Lee for that price.
Right. So like it's kind of a crappy case, but it does support a top-mounted 280 rad. So I was like, okay, that's doable. I mean, like I know, like you know, for the AIOs, I know the big one is the 360. It's like 360 or bust. But you know, unfortunately, I don't have the room for that. I just don't. And it was like, yeah, I could get a 240, but like the 280 was like $10 more. And it's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, but you know what? Nothing will ever beat the swag of a Z63 from NZXT. That's that's the one that has a little screen on it. On your CPU cooler.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can program GIFs and shit onto it.
Yeah, those are pretty baller. Yeah. Those are like that is like the ultimate like unnecessary bling.
Yeah, but that's why you pay $300 for a fucking
for the
AIO
same cooler.
block.
Yeah. For the same AIO. Yeah.
That's where an AIO is into water cooling territory and you're just like fuck.
Right.
Like full on water cooling.
Don't get me wrong though, like if you know, sometimes function or form does beat function. I get it. You know, more power to you. I'm just not that person.
Yeah, no.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
No.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not
No,
that guy.
I'm not that guy.
No, if anyone's that guy, it's me.
Yeah.
Especially
You're that guy.
when it comes to computers.
Yeah, you are.
I know. Look, I've got sleeve cables.
Yep.
I have all the fans and shit turned off in this, and like only the RAM lights up because like all the software is like they don't want to play nice and they just reset colors. Because this computer was designed to be based off of Samus in Smash Bros. The white, black, and yellow color.
Right.
So like when everything plays nice, it's all supposed to be yellow. But then like after like 3 restarts, they all just go back to rainbow puke or whatever. So it's like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna turn this off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I bought. I got a box of like these crappy Corsair 120 millimeter fans. It was like a 3-pack of just white LED fans, and it was like, yeah, it was some cheap price. It was like $20.
Yeah.
And I bought like 2 boxes of them because I was like, well, screw it. I can't like you can't like get these online for that price, you know. So it's like that's all my case is lit up with, just white LEDs.
Yep.
And like that. Like I grew up in the era where it was like, oh yeah, if you had like a case with blue LEDs, you were blue for blingin'. And like you didn't get to choose the color, right? Like it came on the fans, either blue, red, or green. That was it.
Yeah, and if you had a green case, it meant you were an NVIDIA fanboy and Intel and
Yep. I mean, I still wish I kind of had one of those cheesy like mid 2000s gaming cases. Like I had a.
I had that big ass green HAF.
You did that.
You know,
I like that
that
thing.
sucked at the end of the day. but
Really?
yeah.
I actually still have my computer from 2009.
Ooh.
It was from Showtime Computers. It was their
Oh,
custom
jeez.
build.
Oh yeah, that thing.
I
remember
still
that.
have that.
Oh wow.
So like, if you like want it or something.
Oh, I would love to
Like,
play around with it at least.
So I'm actually about to clean out the area where it's sitting.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of
There you
those
go.
like, just do me a favor and just like factory wipe it because I don't know.
Oh
what's
yeah,
on
yeah.
it. It was,
Dude, if you want, you can just take the hard drive out and destroy it. I'll hook something new up to it. I don't care.
that doesn't matter to me.
Hella
No, I
porn
don't
on
know.
there.
That's the thing. Is like,
You can keep the
I just
keyboard
don't
and
know.
mouse though. You can keep
oh,
those.
I don't even have those anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
What's cool about it is blue lit.
Yeah.
So I should grab that next week or something.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's gonna probably during the week I might start cleaning that area of shit. Just had to say shit. One
Yeah.
more time.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Brown episode.
Yeah. So I got to go in the corner of the basement, cleaning all that stuff out, so I can get this big ass fucking heavy desk I have in the man cave out.
Yeah.
Because it's just too big.
That's a nice desk though.
It is. Could
Like-
use like a paint job, and it would be like pristine.
If it wasn't
That's
such a problem to put it down here and get it with everything else, like I'd totally take that because that's a nice fucking desk. But
No, I did like the top on. Actually, my dad made the top of it.
yeah,
It didn't actually come custom like that. I don't know how he
like
made it.
I
but-
remember that.
Yeah.
Like it's a nice fucking desk. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But like it's a solid desk and it's real nice. It's just I have too much other shit to put it anywhere.
Yeah, I would say like
I
if
almost
you-
wish we had a studio where we could do stuff like that and have
Well,
this all
I
permanently
mean, that's
set
the
up.
thing. Like the desk is heavy enough that it's not like coming out of the basement, like probably ever. So
Yeah.
Oh
it's,
yeah.
like it's just too heavy. It's probably like I don't know, 300 pounds.
You
Oh
gotta
my
take it
God.
apart to get it out of there.
Oh.
Yeah, like what's gonna happen is we're probably just gonna lay it on its side and push it through, and hopefully we can get like the legs around. Because like you've been to the house a couple
Oh, yeah,
times,
yeah.
like that basement room, like you go down the stairs and it's immediately into the door.
Right.
So as long as we can get it like kind of through the door and around the bottom of the stairs, like I think we'll be okay. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a
desk,
procedure.
in my lifetime, the desk has not been out of that room.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh
So-
man.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
whatever. It's gonna go
Hmm.
however
Well,
it needs to.
You know what you should get if you're willing to spend the money on it? You should get like a standing desk. Like one of these ones where it goes
Yeah,
up and
you know
down.
what? I don't think I have a need for it. I can't think of why I would have one.
To stand at it, dum dum.
Well,
just kidding.
No. Like if you're actually spending a lot of time at the desk, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Because you can go up and down. I really love it
Mm.
having a sit stand.
Yeah, I kind of regret getting the L desk, but I really just wanted that big surface area. That's what I
But
needed.
you know what? I just want a fucking kitchen table.
Yeah,
It's all I
honestly.
want.
yeah.
But like, look at my fucking mouse pad. My mouse pad is massive.
Yeah.
I've got like it's like a 60-inch by like 36-inch or something like that. Or no, not it's something ridiculous. It's measured in fucking millimeters. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But yeah, no. Actually, speaking of mouse pads,
Mhm.
they had the fucking SkyPad in stock this week at Lethal
SkyPad?
Gaming. Have you seen those?
No.
SkyPad is this newer company that makes mouse pads. They had the 3.0 XL, which they make glass mouse pads.
Why?
It's for like the FPS. I'm not gonna say the 4-letter word.
Apex.
Okay, all right.
It's for
all right,
Apex.
all right.
Playing games like
All
Apex
right, all right, I get
online
it,
with your
I get it.
friends.
No, but it's like because it's glass, it's like a fast ass speed pad. And like
It's just weird.
yeah, but I've been looking at them for a while. And it's like I want to try it, but like I don't want to spend the money on it.
How much do they go for?
Like the XL is about half the size of that,
Yeah.
and it's like $120.
Oh,
That's why it's one of those where it's like,
Mousepad.
yeah. It's dude. This is like where I'm off into like I like to sit here and play Aim Lab and Kovacs to practice my aim. So when I go play other games, I just fucking get in there. Just, as you saw when we were
I know.
playing, like you saw when we were playing Metal Wolf this week. It's like, oh yeah, it's right there. Oh, it's
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
Look,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
this green thing up here, and like you're like, how can you see that? And it's like, dude, I sit here and I play dozens of hours of Kovacs. And
Yeah,
stuff
meanwhile,
like
my
that.
lizard brain is just like, where's the UV light?
Yeah. see, that's the thing. Like, I can spot things, but I don't have that like accuracy like he does. Like that.
Nah, I'm.
And
Yeah.
that's something that comes with practice. And like I'm gonna be 100% with you guys. Like a mouse pad, even like this one, because this was like a $70 mouse pad that I have here for the size. It's a special weave. It's a special coating on the weave. Like blah 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 blah. Like that. That's not gonna make.
Thank you.
I mean, it is.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's not gonna make a difference for any of you guys. And I'm not like I don't mean that like any derogatory or anything like that. It's like you guys don't play enough FPS like that.
No, I'm a filthy casual when it comes to FPSs.
Yeah, like it's not your cup of tea.
No.
Me, I love to go in like all in on FPSs.
Mm.
You know, it's like when Doom Eternal came out, I beat it on Nightmare in like 4 days.
Oy.
Like I went all in. Like that's what I like to play is like this wild, crazy shit like that with the mouse in my hand.
Oh, yeah.
So at that point, like I'm actually looking into this. Like that's something like I get it. It's fucking fart huffing. It's the same as keyboards.
Oh, yeah.
It is the same as mechanical keyboards and building your own keyboards.
Mhm.
It is all fart huffing. After a certain
Well,
point.
I mean, see, I kind of get it with, like, here's the thing. When it comes to most peripherals, I am totally, like, 45-year-old dad, like, that thing from Walmart's fine. Like, most of the time, I like, okay, the keyboard I use, like, I have a SteelSeries mouse. I did get a nice
Yeah.
mouse, but, I mean, it's a cheap one. But my keyboard is just like something that my sister got with her iBuyPower build, like the crappy keyboards they ship them with, and I'm like,
It's
well,
just like that
my
Dell.
E-Machine's keyboard's dead, so let's use that instead. Like, I don't buy into the fancy peripherals, but I do understand the appeal of like the custom build
So,
kind of stuff.
as far as keyboards go,
Are you about to school me?
no. I was about
Oh,
to say, like, if it wasn't on the Simmer, I'd say go try the Ducky, right? But
Yeah.
the Ducky is just like, it's clear cherry, so it RGB illuminates better. This one over here, this one isn't like full on crazy. It is a GMMK Pro from Glorious, and I did put pandas in it, like tactile pandas in it, switches.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's speaking. He's
No,
speaking Greek to me.
I know. This is like this crazy shit. But this isn't like, this was like a $200 keyboard right here with everything all in. Like the ones that I'm talking about, like the fart huffers and shit like that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers are spending $200 on just the keycaps.
Ugh.
Like,
Oh,
and then they spend like $80 on the switches. And like the case itself with the board is like $300. Like, I'm not into it that much, but like the only thing I have to say is like you should try that with those tactile switches.
you know,
Like that keyboard, it fucking feels so good.
I
And that's like nothing on the grand scheme of things.
see. You know what though? I'm gonna bring LGR back because he swears up and down by the old school IBMs, the Model M's,
Yeah.
the Model F's. Like, if I can just get one of those that works on a modern machine, that's the dream. I want it to be beige. I want it to be ugly. I want it to have slight cigarette stains on it, and I just want it to type like hell. That is the dream.
That's why people are so into crazy custom keyboards, is because they're
no,
chasing that high of that keyboard from the
Right.
90s that doesn't exist anymore.
I know. Well, that's the thing though. I get it with the keyboards. Like, I don't so much get it with the mouse pads, but I get it with the keyboards because, like, technically speaking, once you've got it dialed in right, that thing should last you a lifetime.
Well, it's like, okay.
As long as the standard on the plug doesn't change going forward, you will use that for the rest of your life. I mean, in a perfect world, like, you know, obviously it could break in a move, or, you know, you drop it, or one of your switches breaks or whatever. Like that happens. But, you know, in a perfect world, that thing's gonna last you forever. So yeah, sink money into it. Get a nice one.
Yeah.
I get it. I just don't, because I'm cheap. I
will
would
say
rather
this.
sink that money into a badass video card.
I will say this. I follow some keyboard and like custom peripheral pages and stuff like that. And I saw one the other day that like had the little screen on it, and they had Bongo Cat on the screen. But Bongo Cat only reacted when you press the key on the keyboard. So like when you were typing, Bongo Cat's doing everything and it's showing your words per minute, like based off of how fast you're typing. That was awesome. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not going to spend like $500 on the board for that keyboard.
Nor are you going to be looking at the keyboard whenever you're using it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Actually, I did lie. I did have one fairly nice keyboard at one point. I did own like a very early Logitech G15.
Those are great keyboards.
I didn't like it. I liked all the bells and whistles on it. And as far as keyboards go, like I used it forever. Eventually, like the USB cord, like it got cut somehow.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I lost it in a move, and I don't know. It was always like a project that's like, oh yeah, I'll fix it eventually. And now it's gone. But I hated the way it felt to type on it. It was just so unsatisfying.
Yeah,
it was a good layout. It was a comfy keyboard, and it did have the stupid little LCD on it, which, like, I literally just shit on all this, but it was like, it was kind of cool to have that.
Well, no, what it was is like what would be put on that fucking LCD would always be like, oh, your KDR and your kills and blah, blah. No. What should have been on that LCD from the start, which is super useful, even though you only ever look at it like every once in a while, is like, that's where your FPS should have been. That's where your CPU temp. Like, that's where like your fucking instrument panel for your whole computer should be. It's like right there on that. So while you're gaming, you can just kind of look down. Because like if you watch... Whenever I play games on PC and stream it or anything like that or record it, you'll see when it's on the PC because, like, in the top right corner, I always have, like, the FPS and shit turned on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, FPS, CPU temps, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just how people look at it.
I mean, on my laptop, I used to have MSI Afterburner always running
Yeah.
And I had like the huge spread of stuff that I would look at. I mean, it doesn't really work so good with AMD stuff, but yeah, like I still like, having 2 monitors. It's like, oh yeah, on the second monitor I got, Task Manager open, any temperature logging program I can get, or whether it's hardware info or just anything. Even if it's a stupid Ryzen Master or whatever, like just something to show me what I'm looking at.
Yeah. One other thing I will say too about the keyboards.
Yeah.
Is people go chasing the sound of a keyboard.
No.
I saw one. What?
Well, I know you're right, but
exactly.
I think that's
stupid.
Well, I think it's. I get why people do it. I think it's dumb. I think the feel is more important than the sound.
Yeah, there was one the other day, and I feel kind of ashamed because I was like, oh fuck, I want that. Like I would spend the money on that, but the thing is they spent all this time customizing this keyboard and chasing the sound of it, the sound and the feel, to where it sounded exactly the same as when you're playing Lego games and you go to something and you build it's like that.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
when it builds up the, when you, I need to build this bridge,
That little
and it builds a
plastic
bridge.
snapping together sound.
Like they nailed it, and that was one of those where it was like, oh my god, that is like. You're sitting there watching the video, and you can just feel the dopamine coming into your brain from the sound of the keyboard. You're just like, "Fuck." Anyways,
yeah, no. Unfortunately, I'm a touch typist, so it's like that. I don't care what it sounds like. It could be dead silent
as long as it feels good.
as long as it feels. I actually have I have a stupid Bluetooth keyboard that I love the feel of. It's a Logitech K480. Just this crappy Bluetooth little thing. I got it for the Raspberry Pi, so when I'm, got it hooked up for Steam Link, I can just like type commands in real quick. And I honestly love the way it types. And it's just like a cheap, I think I got it at Staples for like $25.
Yeah.
And it's a total piece of junk. I know it's a piece of junk. It makes way too much noise, but the feeling of it is just so spot on. And it's just like, I'm like, yes. But of course it's Bluetooth, so like half the time it like drops connection when the battery's dead or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not the greatest thing, but I get the appeal, but I'm just too cheap for that. Again, I'd rather like sync it. Like I will play on an eMachine's keyboard if it means I've got like a 3090 at my disposal. I don't care. Like that stuff's all superfluous.
Hopefully we get somewhere to where everyone can have swag ass computers and swag ass keyboards and shit like that.
One of these days. One of these days, Lois. One of these days.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think we've run.
I think I think I soaked up all the time with like nerd talk.
Nerd barf.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be poop talk.
No, we did enough. We did enough
Yeah,
brown
we
noises.
front loaded that.
We
Yeah.
did? Okay, good.
Front loaded my pants.
Oh,
What does that mean?
I don't actually know.
That's
I
horrible.
genuinely don't know.
Who
That's
shit the
horrible.
front of my pants?
Somebody
Somebody did it.
shit in my pants.
Someone
and it
shat in the
wasn't
front of my
me.
pants.
That is fucking
Should
foul.
we leave it at that?
I think we
You're
should.
welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Episode 13, you guys.
Wait. Do we want to? I mean, what's going on with everybody's week up? Like, what are they looking forward to? What do you got going?
Episode's dropping.
What?
And it's the 4th of July on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'll have to
yeah.
work
For
on
you
that.
guys, it'll be
Episode's dropping.
today's 4th of July, so
Yeah.
happy 4th of July.
Bang bang.
Yep.
Don't do anything too stupid. Don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Don't
Don't do
light a
anything
mortar
we would
cartridge just on your lawn. Do not do that.
I think we've already told this story.
Yeah,
we
don't,
have.
Don't drop any mortars into a bucket while it's lit. Don't throw any Saturn missiles onto a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you bought it at the fireworks store, don't put it in the fire.
Yeah.
If you don't want it to die, don't point anything at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, so where can we find you, Matt?
Caddy Killjoy 666 on Instagram.
All right, there we go. Alex.
Skip it. We all know the
We gotta
deal.
get you doing something. Obviously Grizzly and Grizzly TV. Instagram is Grizzly TV. YouTube is Grizzly. So obviously all of this stuff, Back to the Burb, streaming and everything is coming. I'm gonna finally work on doing the setup once I do the TV
Yes.
and everything coming. So I just gotta figure out a camera solution as far as this goes. And once we can figure out a camera solution, because obviously we have this camera that we're recording on, but it's not exactly easy getting it all the way over here to the PC. I might just have to hook up my old iPhone to a good old Epoch Cam and do Wi-Fi transfer to it. But we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's coming. So we'll have that coming. And then once I get that figured out, obviously game recording for all of our episodes and everything that we're going to be doing, series, Let's Plays and stuff. We will be streaming that.
Yeah.
So, look forward to that stuff. And then,
The dream.
yeah. So
Yep.
more stuff is coming.
Yep.
But yeah.
And yeah, I have like basically no online presence, but you can catch me here doing Metal Wolf and the podcast. And when we do start streaming, I'll probably be a pretty frequent
Yeah.
occurrence.
Don't worry. We'll get you set up.
Yep. And then that's pretty much it. So there you go, people. You survived the Brown episode.
13.
Did you
Browno.
survive the brown note, though?
No,
Oh, wait a minute.
just-
Wait a
no
minute.
one survives
Wait
the
a minute.
Brown episode.
Do you remember the diarrhea Holocaust?
Diarrhea Holocaust.